Hey there, Eli coming at you again from the fish room of Coventry, here today to showcase some of our saltwater fish that we just got in. We did get a couple small orders over the past week or so to fill these tanks back up for FFM this weekend. So we're hoping to see you guys at FFM this weekend, but if you're not able to come on and check that out, we will be running a sale between today, Friday, March 3rd, and Sunday, March 5th. We will be running a 20% off all saltwater livestock deal for this weekend. So whether that be fish, inverts, corals, all will be 20% off for the weekend if you don't get to check us out at FFM. So I just wanted to showcase 5 of my favorite fish that we got in these past few weeks, just to show you a little bit of the variety that we have in currently. So in this tank behind me here, we've got a really cool species of chromis. These guys are called Vanderbilt chromis, so they are very similar to like a blue-green or a Fiji chromis. However, it's a lot different of a color pattern. These guys get this really cool gold bars to them, with some blue stripes down the side as well. And they seem to get along really well in this group here as well. So we have 3 of them available. Really cool schooling fish that don't get terribly big, probably somewhere in the 2.5 inch range. So they'd be appropriate for probably a 40-gallon aquarium or larger. But a really cool schooling fish, that's something you don't really see often. This is my first time seeing them in person, so definitely worth checking out. Number 4 on my top 5 list for this week are these scissortail darkfish up here. These are a cousin of the red firefish that we all know and love. However, these guys do get along a lot better in groups than the firefish would. So these guys, generally a group of 3 to 5 of them would do fine in an aquarium, probably 40 or 50 gallons in size. Basically a shoaling fish, so they usually stick to the same spot together. Can be a little bit shy, but usually once they acclimate to the tank are out and about all times, and they usually occupy that mid to upper water level when they are not hiding, so they add a different level of activity to your tank than a lot of your other fish do. Definitely something that's underrated and fun to add in a small group. Alrighty, number 3 on my list are these beautiful yellow chorus rasses here. For those of you that don't know, these guys are really model citizens in most of your tanks. They top out at about 4 or 5 inches. This tank here in front of me does have both the white belly variety and your standard yellow chorus. However, they get along with a lot of your other rasses. They are generally quite peaceful. They do appreciate having a sand bed, as with a lot of your other halichorus species. They do spend night times or times when they're threatened underneath the sand bed. Making sure you have an adequate sand bed is important to keeping these guys long term, just to make sure they don't injure themselves and that they have somewhere to feel safe if they do end up feeling threatened. However, these guys are a great pop of color for most aquariums. They are reef safe, and they're honestly a very useful utilitarian fish if you're trying to make sure your rocks and your corals stay clean. These guys spend most of their time, as you see right here, rooting around, checking out all the rocks, all the nooks and crannies where little pests can hide, whether those be flatworms, nudibranchs, or any of those sort of creatures, and they generally do a really good job of keeping those out of your aquarium. So they're great for frag systems or tanks that are loaded with corals, as they make sure to kind of pull some of these pests from your rock work. So definitely a fun, bright, little active fish to add to a tank. Number 2 on my list today is this beautiful purple tang here. He has honestly been here at least 2, maybe 3 weeks now. Really good size to this guy, probably about 4 inches long or so. They come from the Red Sea, something that a lot of people like to collect. And this guy is priced pretty reasonably, about $350 for this guy. Often when we get them in, they go for a little bit more than that, so this guy is definitely priced to move. Beautiful little fish, tad bit on the aggressive side with some of your other tangs, but a awesome fish nonetheless. And this might come as a shock to you guys because I'm a big reef guy myself, but number 1 on my list today is actually a fish-only fish. It's this beautiful little dogface puffer that I have in front of me here. This guy has been around at the OSA for quite a while. He was at Allie's store for a while before coming down here this past week, and it's hard to beat the personality on this guy, and he is just such a beautiful fish. Yellow face and yellow fins and a really nice bright white body. It's hard to beat those beady eyes and the personality that this guy brings with him. Really healthy fish and has been in our shop for quite a while, so definitely a solid fish. Just a fun little guy if you wanted to fill up a fish-only aquarium. So thank you guys for tuning in to this quick little top 5 to show you guys a little bit of what we have to offer for this weekend's sale. We hope to see you guys, whether it's at FFM or if it's at our shop down here in Coventry, Wakefield, or Seekonk. And as always, keep on reefing.